She was a promising student who'd done well at school. But Tanya Nichols' life changed at 16 after she began taking drugs, her mother told Ipswich Crown Court today. And Tanya had kept a secret from her family. She was working in the town's sex industry. Giving evidence in Court 1, Kerry Nicholl, Tanya's mother, said she had no idea her daughter was a prostitute. She told me a few different things. She was a hairdresser at one point, she said, another time behind a bar in a pub. But it was when Tanya moved into a hostel in 2003 that she began taking drugs. She used heroin a couple of times in the hostel, her mother said, adding she'd even asked for help to get off drugs. Kerry Nicholl also told the court that at one time she'd received a call from someone at this massage parlour in Ipswich called Cleopatra's. They'd asked for Chantel, the name her mother later found on a letter in Tanya's bedroom. By the end of 2005, Tanya had moved back home here on the outskirts of Ipswich. But by now, her mother said, her appearance had changed. She'd lost weight and her skin was bad. She admitted too to finding syringes in her bedroom. Tanya, though, denied she was still on drugs. Kerry Nicholl described too the final time she'd seen her daughter alive at 10:45 p.m. on October the 30th, 2006. I was in the kitchen and I heard her go out the front door. I heard the door slam, she said. 15 minutes later, her mother called Tanya on her mobile. The 19-year-old was on the bus heading into Ipswich. It was the last conversation they would ever have. Kerry told the jury that the next day she received 3 calls from a man called Tom Stevens. When she said she told him she was thinking of calling the police, Stevens replied, "I would if I was you." Timothy Langdale, defending Wright, asked Kerry Nicholl about one of the conversations she'd had with Stevens. Did he say, would the girls go out and do what they do even if one of them had got murdered, he asked. Kerry replied, "I did stop and think it was a strange thing to say." Tanya's mother left court onto the very streets her daughter had once worked as a prostitute. Steve Wright is accused of murdering her and 4 other women, charges he denies. Paul Harrison, Sky News, Ipswich.